What is up, guys? We are back with some WWE champions, TTown here. So me and Rick Wilder are teaming up for a faction feud. Rick Wilder being aka External Void on YouTube. So I am going to pause the video until we get our fifth person. Then I will start it back when the feud actually starts. Just kidding. We are finding an opponent now. So, I was starting a video earlier and I brought most of my high hitters and I actually thought I was going to lose the match, so I scrapped that video. We did actually win. Literally all we had left though was our Mankind. It was a long and the gym board, like I said, it wasn't my friend on the last feud. We have done 3 feuds. This will be our 3rd feud. But as you see there, we are in 17th place, which isn't horrible. I will take it. It is better than we did with Dogs of Hell. So obviously this faction is a lot more active than our last one was. Well, I won't say the whole faction was inactive, but a big majority of them were. And it just made the game not as enjoyable because, I mean, you have 70% of the faction giving their all, and then you have that 30% that just doesn't put in any effort. Any day now, we will start a faction feud and see what we have to run up against. Well, everyone in this feud here is actually pretty high talent. We're probably going to get some decent challengers, to say the least. So I am going in with Rick Wilder, and actually Bray Wyatt down there in 4th place is our leader. Then Box, I believe, is an officer, and Andrew, honestly, I don't know him, but he's 420 blazing. Alright, I'm going to pause the video until we find a match. Oh, every time I say something, you know, it just happens. It just happens. We were actually in this faction for a while. Cemetery Gates. So, Dogs of Hell split in half before most of the people that are in this faction from Dogs of Hell came over. So, we all built this faction, literally, Cemetery Gates. And I actually left this to go back to Dogs of Hell because I didn't actually like how Cemetery Gates was going to start running it. And then we left Dogs of Hell. I left Dogs of Hell again, and we went to DX Legends. And now that's where we currently sit. And I think I like this faction so far. It's pretty chill. I mean, the requirements are pretty high, but we're working with it. So I actually have this error a lot. It takes forever to load. If this happens to y'all, I usually back out and it loads right away. As soon as you back out, it'll load. So you have to re-click into it and boom, you're in. So this match should be pretty not too difficult. Let's see how it is. That sentence was horrible. I am not your English teacher though, so it's alright. So I have most of my main hitters right now. We are going to bring DDP into this, you know. Let's see how the game goes. So right away, I'm going to go for my purples because even though the last match, my purples came in super handy. Hopefully he goes for those. Nope, of course. But we do still have some more purples we can get real quick. And now we already have our protection. We have our protection. Not against his moves, but against his gyms. And it did hit pretty high. So let's see. What's our next best move? We want to get rid of his black gems. This will get rid of some of them, not all of them, but... Boom. Hit 1 on me. Now we just got to work on our yellow gem. So what's our best move here? I'd say it's this, and then we have some more yellows at the bottom. So this shouldn't be too difficult to get out of. Alright, so we are going to have to get rid of one of our protect gems. Oh wow, you would do that to me. It got rid of both of my protect gems. Only hit a 530 though, so we're good, and it is match over. And if I do recall, he actually doesn't have too many high 2 stars, so it should be pretty easy. I think he only had one 2-star gold. We'll see here. I am doing this at request. Someone did ask me to get a video of the Faction Feud. So, some tips on the Faction Feud that I have. There have been several times where I'll have their high characters will take down my Ric Flair pretty easily. So I will put the highest leveled character that I have in that is their character is weak to, and then whether they beat that character or they don't, I will throw in Ric Flair for the cleanup job. And it has actually helped me through many matches. The last Faction Feud that I scrapped the footage of, the person was 25k, I was 24k. But he had some OP players. He had Rick Rude. He had, what was it? He had Rick Rude. He had Andre the Giant. And like 2 other ones. And they were just super OP. And it was heartbreaking. But basically his characters were, you do one of your moves. And basically, one sec. Basically, you get to choose where your gems drop, and it was just horrible. Like, it made the matches very hard. It took 3 of my guys to take down his Andre the Giant. It was his second strongest champion, and I saved him for last due to the fact that I didn't want to lose the majority of my roster to his one champ and not be able to take out the rest of his crew. So I tried his Andre the Giant once with my Callisto, 2 gold stars, and he did about 10k damage to Andre. But by the time I got back to him, he did regenerate health somehow. I have no idea how that is. I guess they have it to where either if a different faction member goes to try to take him on, or if you go so many matches without actually facing that character, it'll just regenerate their health, which is really shitty. But I mean, we did get it. But this match right here, we're actually running through quite quickly. Usually whenever I do matches, I run through it super quickly. Wow, you talk about the luck. Alright, so I was like, if he taps out of 11k, boy, I need some luck. I hate how the loot boxes can land on the same gem several times. That like just kills me on the inside. So my recommendations for your character setup on this, I try not to put all my heavy hitters into the same brawl because I don't want them to all get injured like the last time I made an episode. I put them all in, and I was at the top. I was facing the hardest person, like you can see Rick is facing right now, which I'll probably go up there and help him. Let's see, who does he have? He has Finn Balor and Sasuke Nakamura. So, and he has Andre at a 2-star gold. I mean, I believe in him, Rick. Like, this guy has, like, a few good characters. Other than that, I mean, it should be an easy win. But let's continue. We have Sheamus now. You know, Sheamus. Hopefully, he's not a total butthead about his match. I mean, I have had some Sheamuses give me some difficulties, you know, because he has his heel and some other stuff. It's just bad news bears. Alright, don't pin him yet. Let's use this real quick. So a good thing is, if you do have a heavy hitter and you are not the top dog in your faction, you actually can dominate people in the faction feud, which is actually very fun. Oh, darn. This one might not... Yeah, it's not going to hang. But, I mean, hopefully he doesn't do severe damage. You know, I think we'll have the pin after this move. Yes, we have the pin, and we didn't take too much damage. And we will go ahead and finish off Sheamus real quick. Apologize. One of my coworkers, actually, she's sick, and I don't know why, but she keeps coming to work. And luckily I haven't caught it yet, but I don't want to jinx myself, knock on wood. But so this match is going much better than the one did earlier. I've only lost 5% health to my Ric Flair, which is great. I've been through some actual way tougher matches than this, like the top 3 characters, and I think I was at like 98% health because I kept getting lucky with the loot box drops. Like, I got lucky with the matches, and then the loot boxes just lined up perfectly, and, you know, sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you don't. But I got very lucky, and I kept getting my health back. I was getting like the 5 and 10%. So I was like, hey, I'm not mad about that. Man, I wish it only took that many tokens to level up a character. That was back in day 1. So let's see what we got here. He won't go for the purples, hopefully. I don't want to jinx myself on that because... Oh, he will go for that wild card, though. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Come on. I love it. I love it. I love it. Oh, and we have our move. So go ahead and get the back suplex real quick. Oh, it didn't break anything. What's our best move at this point, guys? Let's go ahead and just pop some purples. We'll pop the game. Oh my gosh, it's laggy. There we go. You're welcome. You can have that. Oh, nope, don't do that. That would have been a bad move. That still should not finish his move. I don't believe so. Yep, I was right. But he did get a wild card, and then hopefully this will put the pin on. It does. It's actually better than him getting the wild card and getting another move, because his move actually would have done a lot of damage. Sometimes them busting several gems in a row is actually better than them actually getting off their moves, because he actually probably would have had 2 moves there. His short arm clothesline and his heart punch, which would have done some pretty bad damage to my health, at least. I mean, obviously it wouldn't be a game changer, but honestly, Big John Studd did the most damage to me out of every character that we've played so far. That's the sad part. which obviously our gym luck was a lot better in the previous matches, but I always shit talk on Big John Studd in this game, not in as a WWE wrestler, but this game, I mean, definitely, I think he needs some work. Next up, we have Daniel Bryan. Yes, man. Let's see. What do we have? We got some greens. So all he really has is blues. And the blues look worse than most of my stuff. So, oh, and we got some loot. Okay. What do we got next? Oh, we have our move. Let's get it. Ooh. That's going to be a dream killer right there. Alright, what do we got? I think this will put him out of commission. So, if y'all don't know, you see the bar. On my side, it has the blue, and on his side, it has the red. So, the closer that little white marker is to one side or the other, that's the closer the person is to getting a pin off. I know some people might not know that. I actually learned that from a fellow YouTuber. Thank you very much. But yes, that does show you how close you are to pinning somebody. So you kind of want to look out for that when you're getting wild cards and stuff and other moves. Like, you want to make sure it's gyms that'll put down a lot of damage to have your best shot at actually pinning an opponent. My bad. Like I said, I'm not your English teacher here. But no, I think the YouTuber I was watching actually was Mike at Midnight. Very good guy. I do recommend looking him up if you already do not know who he is. And now we are on to our final three guys. And 2 out of the 3 are actually weak to my Ric Flair. So another thing, y'all might be wondering why I'm staying with Ric Flair. Some more advice: use the least amount of characters that you have to out of your squad. Because if you only have to heal one character, you can go right back into a match after you heal him. So if you only have to use like 3 heals to heal whoever went into that feud, oh, well, you heal that one person and you literally have another squad set up. And now we will use our move and see what the back suplex sets up for us. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not good, sometimes it's really not good. This time it did set us up for some success, if you know what I mean. Let's see, what do we got now? We have purples on the board, but we don't have anything super set, so we're going to use these blues real quick. See if it... Oh, it does set us up for more success, and this should be a game over for Booker T. So usually when I run in matches, I do end up finishing first. It might be due to my OP players, aka my Ric Flair, my DDP, you know, my top players. The last match, though, the one that I was at the top, I only finished third, though. The second and the third player did finish before me, but they were severely higher talent levels than the opponents. But I did beat the bottom 2 players, which I don't know how. Like, they were over talent compared to the other people too, and I don't know, they were just struggle busting it or something. So we are going to start off with our wild card. See where, oh wow, this might be a game over right away. And it is. That's what I love. Is hit them with them KOs real quick. That's all you need. All you need is KOs. We don't even need love at that point. We just need KOs. Oh, did you get it? And then there was one. And I do believe our last opponent is going to be Bubba Ray Dudley. And sadly, I don't have my Seth Rollins. Oh, my bad. It's DDP. Oops. Made an oopsie. And honestly, I don't know why I was talking about Seth Rollins, because actually his weakness is Acrobat. And we do have Callisto, so we will finish off with a bang here. We won't use our Ric Flair. Just for you guys. Usually I just use my Ric Flair, finish it quickly. But this obviously probably won't be a super good match. But I mean, it'll be a match to say the least. So all we need is blues and yellows. So we do have some blues, but his is yellow. So let's go ahead and get those yellows off the board. So we will have most of our moves. Oh, I guess we have one of our moves now. I underestimated that bad boy. I thought it would take one more turn. So a lot of YouTubers I watch actually forget about checking their moves, which is a rookie error. You always should check your moves. I see people play and they just disregard their moves. Like, I don't know why. It's like, hey, you got to move, and they just keep playing and they'll end up losing the match. I'm like, yo, if you would have used that move, you might have won. Like, and honestly, I made a rookie error there by hitting the finisher way too early. I should have used my other move, but we did slide by. No loot boxes. Oh well. But we did finish off our opponent. Not a super difficult match, but we did get it. Let's see how our faction mates are doing on their matches. Don't read the chat. Alright, woo! Me and Box, boy. But he is 18k versus a 10k, and mine was 14k. So if you do the math, mine was still harder, technically. Let's look at, Rick looks like he's up here, handling business, but kind of slowly, if you know what I mean. But let's look at Rick's squad real quick. He was lucky and did get RVD today, which if you go check out his channel, External Void, you will actually see the video of him getting it. He was pretty stoked about that. That's someone he really, really wanted to get, and he did get him, so congrats, Rick. If it would let me hit this back button, we'd back out, but oh, there we go. Let's see who Bray still has. We're not going to take his people, but, alright. He does it the same way I do, top to bottom. That is something I recommend for y'all, top to bottom, like you just seen us play through. It basically sets you up and your fellow faction members. If you take out the hard people, they just took out their opponent. So if they have to come up and help, I mean, it's always nice to see that the only people you have left are the lower talented people for your opponent. If it's you are helping a faction member because you couldn't handle your team and you only took out the low people, that's kind of like super heartbreaking, because now they have to go and finish your dirty work, aka the higher talented people. But that is all I have for this episode. Let's go ahead and collect some stuff, Oh, health packs. That's super convenient since it's the Faction Feud. I wonder how that happened. Another tip, a lot of people, if they get those from, excuse me. So on the missions, if they get health packs, most people save them for the Faction Feud weekends. There's a tip, another tip dropped. Anyways, probably later on tonight or tomorrow, I will drop another tip for Versus. But for tonight, this is all I have. unless I change my mind, of course. But if you did like the video, hit that like button. And if you are not part of the TTown gang, hit that subscribe button. I will see you all next time.